Welcome to Church Jams Now, the podcast where three former youth group kids and current music nerds deep dive into Christian music from the 90s and 2000s. I, of course, am your co-host, Kylan Savage. We're still missing TJ. I'm starting to get a little concerned at this point. I don't know where he is. I haven't heard from him. So, jammers, if you see a wild TJ on the street, please contact us at churchjamsnowpodcast@gmail.com. I think we're going to start a milk carton campaign, but I just hope he's living a better life, not doing the podcast with us. But of course, I am joined by our beautiful Everlord, Josh Olson. Oh man, I needed to do more of the things before I said your name. Hold on, I got it. A man who has saved me from falling down so many rabbit holes, who helps calm my soul. We feel like two hearts running this podcast together. Beautiful Everlord, Josh Olson.
Do all of them. Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kylan. I appreciate that. And I just want to take this moment to say we get a lot of fan emails, but I love letters too. So
I love that. That's so good. And hey, we're joined by two friends of the podcast, fake friends.
Wait,
of
it's
the
not
podcast.
just you and I?
It's not. There we go. Yeah. If you listen to Certain Wives, we're joined by two fake friends. We have John Amos, who is on back for our Haste the Day episode 2 years ago. It's been a while, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. And we're joined by my good buddy, who has been involved in the CJN multiverse, in the CCM Twitter multiverse, but making his first appearance on the main feed. AJ Simmons, what's up?
Howdy, howdy. Thanks for having me.
You made it. Finally. I'm so excited.
Finally.
Hey,
Josh has finally allowed me to be on here. He's been scared to have me.
He has, because your podcast that I also produce is so up and coming, and Josh gets really jealous. Yeah, so before we get into the album that we're going to talk about, John, we've talked to you about your origin story. Josh, I guess we've talked to you about your origin story.
I don't even have one, actually.
You do. It's on Patreon. I think the episode art is you as Batman.
It is.
Yeah.
It was so long ago.
So AJ, I want to get into your origin story briefly, if we can. Our podcast is about Christian music from the 90s and 2000s. I will say, if people want more of a deep dive, like let's keep it pretty surface level, but if people want like a deep dive on your story, check out AJ's episode of I Survived Youth Group in the 90s. Because that was wild and very fun. Yeah, so tell us how you kind of got involved in quote unquote Christian music in the 90s and 2000s.
I went to church in the 90s, pretty normie church, go on Sunday in the morning, go watch the football game in the evening with everybody, that sort of stuff. And love music. Jars of Clay came out, and I got into Jars of Clay. I know it's your favorite record ever, Kylan. I think there's a version out there in a different universe where you maybe are more favorable to it.
Oh yeah, maybe.
But yeah, so that was like my intro to like Christian alternative type music. Prior to that, like my parents had like the Res Band and Michael W. Smith and Amy Grant, Steve Skurse Chapman, that sort of stuff.
What was the first CD you bought?
That is actually that is Alanis Morissette.
Yes.
You've heard the story because it got commandeered by my mom after listening to it one time, and she replaced it with Jewel. It's like if there's the Christian band Christian band, yeah, exactly. Apparently, my mom in her brain was like, if you like Alanis Morissette, you'll like Jewel. And this is, in fact, one of my favorite albums of the 90s. So good call, Mom.
Good job, Mom.
But yes, that was the first CD I ever bought. But yeah, my first intro into my kind of Christian music would have been Jars of Clay, and DC Talk and some of that stuff. And then I kind of boomeranged out of that until like the punk stuff came in. So punk and ska type MXPX, OC Supertones, that sort of stuff. I was introduced by my older sister and her friends from their youth group, and I was into that sort of music for a while, and then kind of fell out of that sort of music until like the Christian indie scene of the aughts. So Copeland, Love Drug, a lot of Tooth and Nail, but not the punk ska Tooth and Nail. type stuff. A lot of bands that probably
or like
influenced the album we're going to talk about today.
A lot of like Militia Group. Militia Group was
Yes.
like Christian
Tooth and Nail, but a
adjacent.
little
Yeah,
sadder.
yeah, is emo boy. Yeah, sad
Yes,
boy
so yeah,
Tooth
a
and
lot
Nail.
of Militia Group type stuff. May would have been in there as well.
I've heard
But
of
that was
them.
sort of my music preferences throughout the aughts, and then that transitioned to some of the next wave of that genre of music, including who we're talking about today. So that's the high
Oh,
level.
listen, look at you with the transitions. It's like you host a podcast or something. That's a perfect transition for us to mosey on over to Josh's research corner. Josh's research corner. Oh, there's a kitty cat.
Not in my corner. I'm
Not
allergic.
not in your corner. Sorry, in AJ's corner.
That's not true. I'm not allergic.
I am.
I think I am too. I
Don't come over
know.
here, John. John, you can come into my corner. It's safe. There's no cats over here.
There's no cats in Josh's corner. Josh, what album are we talking about? And what are we doing? What are we doing here?
Oh, we're doing a fun one tonight. Well, we're talking about the band Paper Route, and we're all going to be exposed, whether you are a paper route or a paper route pronouncer.
I wanted to get
So,
into that too.
yeah, I feel like we probably talked about that when we covered them forever
We
ago.
might have. I had COVID,
You did have COVID for half
so
the episode.
I
so
don't
it's-
remember anything
yeah.
about that.
That is true.
Quick question, AJ and John, did y'all listen to our paper route episode in the COVID
Oh,
era?
I
he's a
did.
rooter.
Well, I don't.
It was a long
I
time
don't know if
ago.
it was during COVID because I didn't. I got into you guys a little bit late. My first episode was when you did Love Drug, Pretend You're Alive,
Mm.
and I spewed a whole bunch of tweets at you guys.
This is how all of our friendships start. Is
Yep.
people mad at us on the internet for my takes?
And then they become
I
our
did
big
listen to
friends.
that episode, so
I don't remember anything about it.
So I listened to it, but I don't remember a single thing about it.
That's as
Yeah.
much
I
as
just
Tyler
remember-
remembers. So, and he was on it.
Yeah.
I just remember that Kylan, that was the only release by Paper Route that you ever were into.
Yep.
Correct. We'll get into that. I'm so excited. Okay. Cool. Okay, sorry, Josh. Continue with the
Okay.
research corner.
So, as a brief reminder on Paper Route, they're from Nashville. Their career is from 2006-ish to 2016-ish. Members for this record are JT Daly, Gavin McDonald, and Chad Howitt. They lost Andy Smith on guitar and vocals, who was on the EP that we covered, and it was on their first record, Absence, but then he's not part of the band for this record. They become a three-piece from here till the end of their career, if I am correct on that. The album we're talking about is The Piece of Wild Things. It was released September 11th of 2012. It's 13 years as of, September 11th, 2012. We'll never forget. 13 years old as of the time of recording for this podcast. It is their second LP. It was released on Tree of Hearts Records, which according
What
to
is that?
Discogs is the only release credited with that. So I'm assuming it's some independent label that JT has and made for this record. AJ is nodding in approval.
Do you have something to add, AJ?
Oh, I do, but we're gonna wait till Josh is done.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. He's so nice. Produced by Paper Route. And then really, I didn't really have anything else on it other than the runtime is 10 songs in 41 minutes and 52 seconds.
It's how long?
41 minutes and 52 seconds.
That's too long.
I feel like that's
I gotta hit
great.
all the hits.
Unless you got the iTunes version, which has the bonus song,
That's true.
Oh, that's even longer?
Born in Love.
Oh,
Yeah, that one's 46 minutes long.
too long.
Ideal album length right there.
Too long. All right. Sweet. Josh, you got anything else?
Nope, that's all I got.
Okay, I'm very excited to hear what AJ wants to talk about. Oh, I got a bug.
So I have questions for beautiful producer Josh.
Put me on the spot.
When was this album recorded?
I'm gonna guess 2011.
When in 2011?
Oh gosh, I have no idea.
There's a reason for this. I promise. There's a story.
Okay. April.
Yes, actually.
Good guess. Look at you.
at
See, Josh
that.
is too good at games, is the thing
Yeah.
I've found on this show.
And
Josh is-
research, obviously.
yeah. No, it totally wasn't a 1 in 12 chance.
I guess the year right too.
So
Yeah.
yeah, this was recorded at the end of spring, beginning of summer, per one of the people from Paper Out that I had a conversation with. It sat for 18 months before being released under Tree of Hearts. Do we know why, Josh?
I love this. Let's put Josh on the spot more.
Guessing because were they still signed to Motown at the time
And what
when they
happened to
recorded it?
Motown?
Did it go defunct?
They did. So this album was originally supposed to come out in, I believe, March of 2011. Early 2011, according to a member of Paper Out that I talked to in fall of 2011.
Never forget.
They mapped out, they were like, we have our first single coming out at the by Thanksgiving, and then the album's going to be out in the early part of 2011. And the single came out in November. It was Better Life. I was like, hey, all right, I have some like inside baseball here from this conversation. And then their record label went down, and they had to wait to be able to legally get their own record back to be able to release it themselves.
That's crazy.
So that is a crazy story that it was supposed to be released 6 months prior at the, it may maybe as much as more than that, but at least 6 months prior, and it sat and it sat and it sat. And we'll talk more about how that came to my advantage, because I didn't get this in September of 2012. I got this months earlier.
Oh, what?
So,
Yes.
AJ, so then was Tree of Hearts, was that just like their own imprint that they came up with?
Yep,
That was always the impression I got.
that was their way of releasing it. This
Mhm.
is before they signed to Dr. Luke's label for their next
Yeah.
album, because at one point them and Kesha shared a label, and that's a
Yep.
fun. That's a Kylan and
That's a
I.
tie into
I
a whole
almost
nother
texted
podcast.
To a whole
Kylan,
other
I almost
podcast.
texted you today about that. To
Yes.
say, hey, did you know?
Yes, Kylan and I actually texted and talked about that one. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
so this was released because they'd been sitting on it for so long, and they said, as I understand it, they were, I think, maybe cynical after the collapse of Motown, and they were like, fine, we're just gonna release it.
That's the way to do it, man. I know it was weird
Yes.
back in like 2012, like because there was like a certain expectation, like because like Bandcamp and stuff was like just starting, like the more independent, like there was still sort of the gatekeeper mentality of like this is the path to being a successful band, and especially within the like, you know, the outskirts of pop music, like the mode that Paper Route operated in. Yeah, no, that's fascinating. So
yeah.
I want to ask now, Josh, can you can tell me what order we should go in? I want to know everyone's history with this record because, okay, so peek behind the pop filter. This is a kind of a more of a last minute episode for us.
Yeah.
I don't know what you originally had planned, Josh, but tell us why we brought the B team on.
Well, this was one we did a poll plug for our Patreon for any would-be pajammers out there, but we did do a poll for our pajammers of what we should cover for our next pajammer exclusive. And everyone submitted a record, and then everyone voted on which records they wanted us to cover. And this one actually came in. Yeah, it did. It happened on Patreon.
I should probably pay more attention to the
Should
Patreon.
probably pay more attention there. Great plug. So this one came in second, and actually, we have yet to record the album that came in first yet because
What got in first?
I don't know. Should I reveal it now? I don't know.
No,
Maybe
don't tell me.
join Patreon to find out. But anyways, we were going to record it, and then Kylan had to reschedule, and we didn't get around to it. So we've yet to do that one, but we will be getting to that one. But this seemed like a good second choice that we could sub in until we can get to the first, the winner of the poll.
Well, and then when we decided that this was the album we're doing, like we had to invite John and AJ on.
Yep.
Because you guys, one thing I know about y'all based on our interactions online is y'all both love this album.
Just a little bit.
So
Yeah,
I want to talk about,
Your Paper Boys.
Your Paper
Is that,
Boys.
is that the fan
just
club?
a little bit.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
John, what do you got
Look at
there? What do you
that.
got there?
Got the T-shirt.
Oh, for the record, nonetheless.
Nice. It was the tour.
For the very record.
Okay, so I want to. How about this? Let's start with John, and then we'll ask AJ, and then
Yeah,
Josh,
we can go last.
then me. What's your history with this record? Like, why are you excited to talk about this record with us?
Well, I mean, after what AJ has already said, I feel like mine doesn't even matter anymore. But
AJ
um,
was basically in the band.
to that point, though,
He's the Pete
um,
Best of paper route.
this is how I discovered Paper Route was a college friend of mine after college had moved to Nashville, and in 2009, at some point, he texted me and said, "Hey, my friend's band Paper Route just got signed to a major deal. They're putting out their new record. That here you should check it out on iTunes." Okay, so I did. So I bought it,
Was
downloaded
that
it, listened to it.
Absence?
That was Absence, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Um, I guess, yeah, my buddy and JT were in some motorcycle club. Um,
I love
that's
that.
how they knew each other. Um, but yeah, so I was into Absence. It it didn't really click for me immediately. Um, but it grew on me over time. I definitely came to really enjoy that record. I still really do, except for one song.
Ooh,
But yeah, so then I was a fan of the band, and they had started teasing new music. And like AJ said, they released Better Life, and pretty much as soon as I heard that, yeah, I was all in. And I don't think they had announced the name of the record yet. But just that it was the first song from the upcoming record, and so I was definitely looking out for that. And I remember going to Best Buy in Cary, North Carolina, finding it on the end cap. I wasn't sure they were going to have it because I knew they weren't with Universal Motown or whatever it was anymore. But sure enough, I think they had one copy. So I
nice.
snagged it, and
Yeah.
um, yeah, it did not leave the CD player in my Jeep for a very long time, and yeah, it's still a record that I love to this day.
That's
Um,
great. Can you talk about uh, did you pick up the vinyl on the tour that you got the shirt from?
yeah, yep. So they came through Chapel. I just looked on the back of the shirt. Chapel Hill was actually the second date of that tour. Um, and it was weird because I was thinking about it the other day after Josh asked me about jumping on with this for this. I don't remember them having other bands on the tour. Or if they did, they didn't join until later because I'm almost positive it was all local openers. At this really small club in Chapel Hill called the Local 506, which my band played a couple times. I mean, it was very small, but it was such a cool show to be in that more like intimate setting.
What was
I think I still
their
have.
what was their live setup like?
So yeah, I was funny. I was thinking about that too. So I think that had Gavin stage right because that's if you're looking at it, that's your left hand. That's left side,
Hmm.
right? Yeah. So Gavin was stage right. Um, JT was basically center stage. Chad was stage left. And then they might have had somebody touring with them just as like an aux musician.
Okay.
And then behind Chad, they had like it was almost like scaffolding set up with a small drum kit on top of it.
I remember that. Yes.
Um, and at some point during the set, JT went back there, and both him and Gavin were both drumming.
That's cool.
It was great. I'm sure I still have videos and pictures on my
That's
Instagram
cool.
from it. I wanted to go back and look through and find it, but
Well, you got
didn't have
time till
time.
the
So
episode comes
anyway,
out.
yeah, I can.
Cool. Josh, is this one of the bands that I forgot that I've seen live?
This was the original
This was the
gotcha.
original that I
Yes,
forgot.
it was.
Your classic Josh Olson gotcha
It
journalism where
was
you
the
asked me.
original one. That is true.
I still don't remember that. How do I not remember that?
Do you remember the Me Without You show?
Yeah,
Or okay, you just blocked him out until Me Without You got there, I guess.
I get, but that's wild. I don't know, man. I'm
It is
sorry.
wild.
Okay.
Wild things.
Yeah, you know,
Peace.
we're at peace. AJ, what is your history with this record? Besides getting it early, like, okay.
We're gonna talk about that here.
Yeah.
So no, originally, I went and saw Paper Out one time. They were out in 2011 in the fall touring, and they were playing St. Louis. So I was getting my master's degree near there, and I went and saw them, and they were playing in front of maybe a couple hundred people, and they were the headliner, which was nice. But I got to talk to some of the band, and that's where I had the conversation of like, "Hey, so is any new music coming out?" And that's when I got kind of the rundown of the original plan for this album. Um, and then the paper out, they were saying, and we're gonna play some of the new songs tonight. And so I got to hear them in September 2011, if I remember correctly. And
Nice.
they played a couple of the songs off of here. I want to say Two Hearts, Better Life, and uh, You and I. Um, and after that, I was like, I cannot wait for this album to come out. And then it didn't come out. And there was like no news about it at all. Uh, they released a single in November, like that was mentioned to me that was going to happen, and then the album didn't come out and didn't come out and didn't come out. And then in uh, May of 2011, I was sent this album. And I was told because of some things going on, I had recently been blindsided by a broken heart, and somebody that knew about that was like, I think you could use this. And so I got the album several months early. I'm guessing somewhere in the transition between Motown and releasing it on their own. I have a theory that we could talk about off mic about how that happened. But I know I had this early.
Just
Um,
save it for the part B. That's going to be behind the paywall.
Patreon exclusive.
I don't know about that. It's been long enough, but I'm not entirely sure, so it's just a theory. But yeah, I know I got it early because I then spent I got a couple days before I left for the Balkans, and I spent a few weeks drinking in the Balkans and listening to this album a lot.
It's such an
And
indie movie.
it-
That's
yes,
like
it- yes, it's a soundtrack to an indie movie. I was actually joking with Steven, who's a part of our little universe out there, because he is going to Croatia, and I was like, man, if you just sit on the beach and listen to a bunch of Paper Out and Frank Turner, that's pretty much how I got over like the last major heartbreak before my wife.
that's great. I love that.
And so yeah, I had this album about 4 months early, and it was immediately like a balm to a healing balm for my like broken heart,
I love
because this
that.
is a breakup album
Yeah.
for the most part.
Right.
It's really weird because it's a breakup album for one of the songwriters, and then songs about his new wife for another one of the songwriters in the band. So it's this weird combination.
I think it
Uh,
works though.
yeah, but yes. So going back to a year before the album came out, I was stoked to hear this album and hear some of the songs off of it. And then through some kindness, I got to hear it a few months early.
That's pretty cool. I love that. Um, so Josh Olson, what is your history with this record? Beyond the fact that we both saw this band perform live and both loved it so much and it was so memorable.
Yep, exactly. Well, for one of us at least. I do remember when this album came out, because obviously I was aware of Paper Out since we saw them in 2 years earlier with Me Without You. And then I do remember it being like really well received within like the Jesus Freak Hideout community at the time, and like listening to it and being like, it's fine, but it's like not like it wasn't like my thing. So I think I spun it a little bit, and I definitely remembered You and I whenever I listened to this again, because that part is very catchy. So was aware of them, and they were a band I kind of like respected and paid attention to, because even like when Real Emotion came out in 2016, I listened to it. I don't think I was ever like crazy about it, but I did find a picture that I'm sending y'all right now, that is from the Amberlin Vital tour that Paper Route opened for, and it
Ooh.
does have the drums way up there, precariously, you might say.
Mhm.
on just Elevated. It's a tiny drum kit too,
Oh
and
gosh. Oh, that's
yeah,
scary.
it is a little scary, and it's only three drums. Yeah, so that was them at House of Blues in Dallas with Amberlynn. So I've seen them twice, but yeah.
That's
So
cool.
I listened to it when it came out, but it didn't like make a big impact on me. It wasn't anything that I kept like
Yeah.
returning back to.
Okay, so I have a question for everyone. So, because Paper Root is like they're a Nashville band, and a lot of their sound, like I'm curious, is JT like is his day job being like a pop songwriter?
Yes, can I nerd
Yeah.
out for a minute and talk about
Yes.
this?
Please.
So yeah, both JT Daly and Chet Howitt are music producers and songwriters, and they've toured as the touring band for some other performers as well. Particularly Kay Flay, Vincent Boone, Paris. Chet Howitt's worked with Paramore before. I know that. Um, but yes, so they do a lot of music production. I want to say even JT Daly might have worked with Edison Glass on something if I remember right.
Oh,
Who you all
interesting.
recently talked about. Um, and so yeah, music production and songwriting.
That makes sense. That's like the whole vibe of this band of
Yeah, there's
like
like guys who know what they're doing that are in
yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah, well,
and
they went to
like
school for music production, like some folks on here at a Christian college
mm,
near me, actually.
did they go to Belmont or
No,
where'd they go?
Greenville,
Oh, okay.
where famously Jars of Clay came out of. So.
Nah.
Right.
I think it was Jars of
I should.
Clay, and then Augustana came out of
I
there as
want to,
Oh
well.
yeah.
man, as much as I have loved our friendship, Kylan, and through the college we met too, I would love to imagine a timeline where you went to Greenville and like came up through the jars of
Through
clay
the Jars of
and
Clay
and became the
alumni
next.
system.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. It would be much different. Okay, so for me, I think I said this on our last Paper Route episode. I was like fully out. I listened to Absence and I was like, this is not for me. And then this album came out and I listened to it and I was like, yeah, it's okay. And it's one of those that I will keep revisiting every couple years. Like I think the last time I listened to this was probably like 2022. Like it might have been John and AJ like when I first started interacting with y'all online and I heard really good things from both of y'all. So I gave it another spin and it's never fully connected for me, but I enjoyed it a lot more. Once I kind of figured out the like, oh, this is almost like yeah, like these are like Nashville producer guys, and this is almost like this entire band is almost like a calling card for other work for these guys. Of like, hey, we can do this. And it honestly is kind of upsetting that like, hey, nice Uranus. Uh, like this band should have been a lot bigger. This should be a band that
Yeah.
is like opening for Paramore on on world tours and stuff. And so I don't know if we want to do that at all, but like it would be interesting to me to kind of dig into maybe potential theories of like why this band never broke out in the way that it seems so obviously like so obvious that they should. You know what I mean?
Well, it's especially weird because this kind of came up when Josh was talking about seeing them live. There's like a point that they were like every Christian alternative band's favorite opener. So they toured with Anne Berlin, Me Without You, Mute Math, Switchfoot,
Right.
Didn't
Owl
they tour with
City,
David Crowder band?
Lights. That maybe, but Owl City and Lights as well. Like anybody that was kind of in that Christian alternative, slightly synth poppy sound, though Me Without You
Right.
obviously was not in that space. Had them as openers.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was super weird because anytime I've seen them, and I've seen them three times, They seem to connect with the crowd, and people seem to really dig it and find their songs like catchy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think I think it comes down to the record label collapse,
Right. No, I
right?
think
It has to be a big, catalyst.
Yeah, I
And
mean, I do see a lot of parallels because, like, so we just released today our episode with The Wedding on their No Direction album, and I do see a lot of parallels of like record label stuff just kind of made this like, okay, this isn't a priority.
Kind of
So
just
then they had
kills your momentum.
no support.
Yeah.
Yeah, like both of those like The Wedding and Paper Route, like should have been way bigger than they are. But yeah, I don't know. I'm fascinated by that trajectory. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do our flop or bop predictions, and then we're gonna take a quick break for the pajamas. It's unfortunately going to be the end of our journey for our main feed listeners, but
But it doesn't have to end there.
it doesn't have to. You and I, we can connect on the Patreon.
Or them. You and them.
Sugar, listen, I don't need to be tamed. I'm gonna do this promo how I want to do it.
Just
Like a glass heart hymn.
yeah. You can just
That's right.
let go.
Thank you for
You know?
letting me let go. Okay, flop or bop predictions. Let's go. AJ, John, Josh, me. That sound good? All right, let's do it.
it's a mystery what mine's going to be, I
Who
think.
knows? What's it going to end up
I
as?
don't know.
Oh, I do want to ask before we do flop or bops. When was the last time you listened to this record? Like, not for this show. Like, when was the last time you like organically listened to this entire album?
Like last week.
Okay, perfect. All right, it's going to be a
Same.
hard flop from AJ, hard flop from John. Josh, probably like a soft bop because that's always his go-to. And a
you're
hard flop from me.
Hard flop for you, obviously.
It's 2026. I have to give it a hard flop. No, I'm guessing bops all around, everybody. Bops
You got
for
me
you.
right. Yeah.
Bops for me. All right. Well, if you want to find out, if you want to get the party started and go track by track with us and figure out where these gentlemen land, who knows? It's a mystery. Join us at our Patreon at patreon.com/churchhamesnowpodcast. Because, of course, this is a pajamas only exclusive episode. But for $5 a month, you can join in and vote in that poll that Josh was talking about that I was unaware of.
For future records that we cover.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'm going to join right now. What if I did? What if I just... I'm going to do it.
Do it.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. Pajamas, we'll see you on the other side.
Thanks for listening to Church Jams Now. If you liked the show, please consider leaving us a rating or a review. It really helps, and we might even read your review on the show. You can also join our Patreon at patreon.com/churchjamsnowpodcast. Tiers start at $5 per month for tons of bonus content, but you can even join for free to get access to our discussion boards, cast your vote on future episodes, and more. Peace out, Montfrères.